Welcome to the deep dive. We're kicking off today with something really interesting. You brought up this specialized AI that's being developed just for ESL education, English as second language.
That's right. It's not the general AI we hear about all the time. Like, this is built specifically for language learning contexts.
Exactly. And you shared a couple of documents with us, Bridge.ai, Advanced AI for ESL education, and another called Bridge AI, AI for ESL teachers beyond ChatGPT.
hmm They give a pretty detailed picture of this one system, Bridge.ai, and what it's aiming to do differently.
So our mission, really, for this deep dive is to unpack that difference. What makes this specialized AI stand out from, say, a general GPT model? We want to look at the performance they're claiming,
Yeah,
the,
that's
the
normal.
specific features,
Yeah.
and, what the data actually suggests about how effective it might be for teachers and for the students themselves.
Okay. So where should we start? The performance benchmarks seem like a good place.
Yeah, let's do that. That first document, Bridge.ai, Advanced AI for ESL Education, it has this comparison table that really lays things out.
It does. And what's interesting is how they compare it not just to generic models like GPT-4 Turbo, but also like older ESL content systems and other EdTech AI.
Yeah.
Gives a broader picture.
Right. And the first metric that really caught my eye was this pedagogical accuracy score. Bridge.ai is claiming a 94 out of 100, while generic GPT-4 Turbo gets 53. They actually say that means Bridge.ai is 78% better. But, okay, what does pedagogical accuracy actually mean when we're talking about AI?
That's the key question, isn't it? Essentially, it's about how well the AI gets the principles of good language teaching,
Yeah.
when it creates lessons or activities.
Okay, like, does it follow best practices?
Exactly. Think about it. A general AI might spit out vocabulary that's way too hard or maybe too simple for specific student level. Or it could explain grammar in a way that's technically right, but just confusing for someone learning the language.
I see. So those are the pitfalls of a generic tool. What's Bridge.ai doing to get that higher score then? How is it more accurate?
Well, the claim is it's specifically trained to think about things like age appropriateness, to give clear learning goals, sequenced properly, and to design exercises that actually target specific skills effectively.
So for a teacher, that means less fixing.
Potentially, yeah. Less time spent correcting the AI's output, rewriting explanations, finding better vocabulary, and just more confidence that what it generates is actually usable and helpful for the students.
Yeah.
That's a big potential time saver.
Definitely sounds like it. Okay, then there's the cultural relevance score, another big gap here. Bridge.ai at 96 out of 100, generic GPT-4 Turbo at 50. They claim 92% better performance.
hmm And this is crucial for language learning, too.
Why is it so vital? What do we mean by cultural relevance here?
Well, learning a language isn't just about memorizing words and rules,
Yeah.
right? It's about connecting, communicating. Cultural relevance helps students engage. So a general AI might use examples, maybe scenarios or humor, that are very rooted in one culture, often Western culture, because of its training data.
And that might just not connect with students in, say, Asia or the Middle East or Latin America.
Exactly. It could be unfamiliar, confusing, or even maybe a bit inappropriate if you're not careful. It creates a barrier to learning, really.
Yeah, I can see that. So how is Bridge.ai tackling this?
The idea is that it's been trained specifically with culturally diverse examples, using local references, scenarios that make sense across different regions. The goal is materials that feel relevant straight away.
So teachers don't have to spend as much time adapting things.
That seems to be the aim. Less adaptation needed, more immediate connection for the students.
Makes sense. The table also flags that Bridge.ai has specific ESL-specific training, a clear yes, where it's a no for generic GPT-4 Turbo.
Right, a key differentiator.
Although both seem to handle lots of languages. Multi-language support is high for both. But this sample error rate in lesson plans, that's a stark difference, less than 2% for Bridge.ai.
Compared to 15–20% for the generic one. Yeah, that's significant.
That really points to the benefit of that specialized training, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It suggests much high reliability for ESL-specific tasks. You're getting fewer mistakes, less irrelevant stuff, hopefully more classroom-ready content right out of the box.
Okay, so the numbers paint a compelling picture. Let's get into the nuts and bolts then. How does Bridge.ai actually do this? What's under the hood?
Right, so the documents mention three key tech components. First, the foundation. It's built on Microsoft Azure's GPT-4 Turbo.
Okay, so a solid base, enterprise level.
Yeah, exactly. That means things like reliability. They mention 99.9% uptime, plus important security compliance like SOC2, GDPR, and regular updates from the underlying platform. So it starts strong.
Got it. Foundation is Azure GPT-4 Turbo. What's layer 2?
Layer 2 is where the specialization really kicks in, the ESL-specific training data set. This is pretty impressive. They talk about training it on over 500,000 professionally created ESL lesson plans.
Wow, 500,000.
Yeah. And not just random stuff scraped off the web, but curated professional ESL materials. Plus, input from certified teachers, they say, from over 40 countries.
Okay.
And incorporating standards like CEFR, the Common European Framework for Languages, and loads of culturally appropriate examples. This is likely the core differentiator.
That dataset sounds incredibly focused. And the third component?
The third piece is their proprietary prompt engineering. So it's not just what data it learned from, but how they interact with the AI.
Ah, okay. How they ask the AI to do things.
Sort of. It involves specialized ways of prompting it, but also things like real-time error checking, algorithms specifically for cultural adaptation depending on the need, and ways to verify that the output matches sound teaching methods.
So it's a combination of the base model, the specialized data, and then smart ways of controlling and refining the output.
That seems to be the recipe, yes.
Okay, so shifting gears slightly, that second document, the one titled Beyond ChatGPT, it directly asks the question, why bother with a specialized AI when tools like ChatGPT are already so powerful and, well, general?
Yeah, it's a fair question. ChatGPT is amazing, incredibly versatile. But Bridge.ai argues it's designed for a very specific job, helping ESL teachers.
And what are the key differences they highlight?
One big one is analyzing student proficiency. Bridge.ai apparently can assess a student's level and then automatically tailor activities to match.
Whereas with ChatGPT, you'd have to tell it the level very specifically.
Exactly. You'd need quite detailed prompting. Bridge.ai seems designed to do this more automatically, built into its workflow.
That sounds like it could save teachers a lot of time and guesswork.
Definitely. They also stress that it integrates proven ESL teaching methodologies. So it's not just generating stuff, it's generating stuff based on principles of how language acquisition actually works.
Right, informed by pedagogy.
And there's another angle. It apparently learns from the teacher's style and even from student outcomes over time.
So it adapts. It gets better tailored to a specific classroom or teacher.
That's the idea. It's not static. And then there's the practical output.
What do you mean?
It's designed to generate complete materials, like ready-to-use worksheets, assessments, even visual aids, and in formats teachers can actually use easily.
So not just text prompts or ideas, but actual downloadable resources.
Correct. There's a quote in there from a teacher that kind of sums it up. ChatGPT gives me ideas, but Bridge AI gives me complete, ready-to-use lessons that actually work in my classroom.
That's a pretty clear distinction. And they mention time savings.
Yeah, significant savings reported. They say teachers using it have saved upwards of 8 hours a week on planning and material creation.
8 hours. That's basically a full workday freed up each week. That's huge.
It really is. If that holds true, it's a major benefit.
And finally, it sounds like this isn't just a one-and-done product. It's evolving.
Exactly. They talk about a virtuous cycle of enhancement. They actively collect teacher feedback. They regularly update the training data with new research, new resources. They integrate new teaching methods as they emerge. They expand those cultural context libraries.
So every time someone uses it, it potentially helps make the system slightly better.
That's the concept. The usage and feedback loop improves it for everyone. They also mention a beta version coming up and a waitlist.
So they're still actively developing and looking to expand.
Seems that way, yes. Still refining the platform.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What are the main takeaways from this deep dive into Bridge.ai?
Well, I think it's a really clear example of AI becoming highly specialized. It's taking the power of models like GPT-4, but focusing it intensely on the specific needs of ESL education.
And claiming some pretty significant gains because of that focus, particularly in pedagogical accuracy and cultural relevance.
Right, compared to just using a general AI off the shelf.
Uh-huh.
And those gains seem to come down to that huge ESL-specific data set and their custom prompt engineering.
The goal being not just ideas, but practical, ready-to-use classroom resources.
Exactly. Aiming to save teachers significant time and maybe lead to more effective, engaging lessons.
So for you listening, if you're interested in getting up to speed quickly but thoroughly, this shows how AI is moving beyond general tools. It's specializing to tackle specific problems, potentially offering, in this case, a more effective, more efficient, and maybe more culturally sensitive way to approach language teaching.
And it definitely leaves you thinking, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As AI keeps getting better and more specialized, what other fields, particularly in education, could really benefit from this kind of tailored, data-driven approach?
Yeah, where else could this hyper-specialization make a big difference?
And how does it change the role of the professional, the educator in this case? Does it shift more towards curating, adapting, maybe guiding the AI rather than creating everything from scratch?
Moving from pure creation to maybe more orchestration and personalization.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to watch and think about as these technologies continue to evolve.